Hey, what's up? This is Stephen Bellaire with Team Prodigy, PDJ number 72379. I've been playing since I was 7 years old. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, so repping the Queen City. What's up? Big shout out to Big Germ for being my mentor in disc golf. He kind of got me into the Prodigy thing, and Will Schustrick, meeting them, just great guys. So show you guys what's in my bag. Alright, so let's first start with the putters. My main putter inside the circle is a 300 PA4, just a really solid glidey putter. I'm more of a hyzer putter, so I just tend to like the flip up just at the end, so it just comes in and the chain's nice and flat. Just feel really confident with it. More with the windy putters, this is a 300 PA3. Nice and beat in, so it flies just really straight, maybe with a little bit of hyzer at the end, but it's just really solid, really confident. This was actually my first disc I ever got that was Prodigy. I got it from Another Round Disc Golf in North Davidson. Shout out to Kevin Burgess. But it was just a really solid disc. I fell in love with it. It felt really great. The grip was just nothing that I ever felt before. I felt more confident, especially in wet conditions with the 300 plastic. It just feels really good and doesn't feel too tacky. It just feels just right. Then I have a throwing putter. This is another 300 PA3, but it's a little stiffer. It's a par 2 glow. Just really good in any wind condition, especially. That's what I found with Prodigy plastic, is that it handles wind better than any other plastic on the market. So yeah, it just feels really good, and this is for anything between 100 to 250 in. This is what I'm throwing for any kind of line, hyzer, straight in, just a really reliable disc. Last I have another 300 PA4. This one's beat in. This is more my thrower. This is for those long turnover shots that I want to either come in at an angle and maybe cut roll a little bit at the end, or just land flat. They just glide forever, and just really nice, reliable discs. Next I'll talk about my mid-ranges. First we'll start with the most stable. So this is a Proto M1. 179, it's probably more like 177 now, but I got this from a good friend, Todd Kepler. He just gave it to me. He's like, here, I know you throw Prodigy, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, it's awesome. Thanks, Todd. It's a really great disc, especially for flicks, for hyzer flip flicks that I want to finish. Because I'm lefty, it'll always finish left, and it's just a great disc. So I also have 400G M2. This is for more straight to hyzer shots that are like 3 to 350. So just feels really good, and I don't really throw too many anhyzers with it. That's more for my M3, which I'll show you next. But this is just another great disc that is just for those straight that'll always come back. Next I have 400 M3. This is more for slight annies that I know that want to come back, or even flick up shots, especially that I need to go straight and maybe a little annie with it. This is just a great max distance mid-range for me. It's super glidey and super reliable in any conditions, wet, cold, hot, dry. Just a great disc. Lastly, my favorite mid-range, my looks like glow but it's not, 400G M4. This is the mid-range that also made me really fall in love with Prodigy. I think it's the best mid-range on the market, just because it just feels good in the hand. It's nice and rounded here on the edge, and it just feels good. Great for power grips or control grips, and it's even great for hyzer flick flip ups in the woods, especially around here in Charlotte. We just have a lot of tight holes that are just really good, and it's really predictable. Next we have the approach, so I have an A1. This is a Proto A1. Super beefy or meaty or very overstable. So no matter what, this is always going to finish left for me if I'm flicking, and it's always going to finish right if I'm backhanding. I mean, this thing just is super overstable, great for headwind approaches. I've thrown it in a 30-mile-an-hour headwind and it still managed to come back at the very end. So very overstable, not max distance at all, just really reliable short approach shots. Next we'll get into the fairway drivers. So this is a 400 F5. My dad actually bought this when they first came out, and it kind of was in his bag for a while, but he didn't throw it too much, and then he gave it to me after I started throwing Prodigy. This F5 is just a really great distance, very straight kind of shots. I found it especially good for throwing downhill. Just for whatever reason, it just flies real straight downhill, and then it will always finish to the right very nicely. Another good thing about the 400 plastic is that for me it checks up at a predictable way, whereas some other plastics may flare a lot at the same. I can always get the same finish with this 400 F5. Next I have my flick fairway, which is a 400 F1. This one's a little more beat in than when it started, just because I've used it so much. And because I'm primarily a flick and a backhand player, this is just a great flick disc. It'll always flip up and then always finish when I need it to, so just great predictable, nice 400 F1. Last we have my Hyzer Flip 400 F7. This is flippy for sure, and it usually, I don't use it for a lot of turnover. I use it just for a lot of just flip up to straight shots, mainly just because it's a faster disc, and that's what I use my H4 for. But F7 400 just feels really great. It has just a nice flex to it, and just feels really good. So there's that. Next, I'll move into the hybrid series. I don't have too many hybrids, just a couple. First, I'll start with my H3. So 400G H3. This is kind of like a faster A1 for me. So very overstable. Will always come back, very dependable and reliable. And I use it almost always for flicks. Very rarely will I backhand this disc. But yeah, in headwinds especially, using this disc to get where I need to go, anywhere from 250 to 350 flick up shots or drives. This is a 400G H4, very flippy disc. It's my flippiest disc in my bag. This thing's definitely used for anywhere from a Hyzer flip turnover to an Annie turnover, or even rollers I throw this with. Because of its rounded edge, it is a very good roller disc, and just feels good. Again, the 400G plastic, the best feeling plastic to me. Just great, feels in my hand. If you're a type of person that likes more soft plastic, 400G is a great plastic. And last, we have the drivers. So don't carry too many drivers either, but so I'll start with the flippiest. This 400S D4 I recently put in the bag, so it's more for max distance turnover shots that I need to come back. It's just a great disc. This is the 400S, which turned into 400G, but it's a good disc just for those max distance tailwind shots, or if you don't have a super strong arm, this will generally keep straight for you and then come back and have a dependable finish. Next we have my max distance drivers, which are 400G D3s. These are awesome discs. This 400G D3 has been in my bag almost as long as my first disc. I bought it a week after I bought that PA3. But this has been beat in. It's really nice, real dependable. If I'm just need to throw a crush drive, this is what I'm going to pick out, because this is what I trust and know it's going to do. This is the Old Faithful, the Big Bertha of my bag. Then I have a newer one I'm beating in, this yellow 400G D3. Recently picked it up. It's kind of what used to be this white 400, but yeah, just a great disc that's just basically a more stable version of my white D3. And then I have my 400G D2, just another great disc. This is my flick driver that I need if it's overstable, so a flick anywhere from 350 to 400 that I need that's gonna do an anti-flex is a great shot and a great disc. But yeah, that's pretty much what's in my bag, and yeah, catch you out in the course.